Hi guys, thanks for checking out my video on how to make my birthday cake, and I hope you like it as much as I do, and please give it a big thumbs up.
Now, to get started on making this gorgeous cake, you're going to need 2 cakes covered in 2 different colours. So for my top tier, which is a 5-inch high, I've chosen pure white, and for my bottom tier, I'm going for the Satin Ice Baby Pink. I would love it if you would leave some comments below of some other choices that would look great for this cake. And if you create it, please hashtag cake style on either Twitter, Instagram or Google+, and we can see your creations. Now, the first cake that we're going to decorate is our top tier, and we want to do it right after we've covered it. So I covered this in fondant literally about 10 minutes ago, so it's still really nice and soft. And that is the perfect time to emboss and make impressions on fondant. So I'm using my wooden turntable that I love, but I've also put a little cake pan that's only 4 inches just to pop it underneath. And that way, when I use the impression, I can position it anywhere I want and I can have it come down lower than the cake to line it up perfectly. So I'm just using a border impression mat. It came in a set of 4, and I'm going to use it instead of as a border. We're actually going to turn it up this way and make impressions and get some gorgeous scalloping coming down the sides of the cake. So to do this, what I'm going to do is line up the start of one so that it starts at the very top of the cake. And making sure it's nice and straight, you're just going to press into the fondant all the way from the top to the bottom. And I'm simply going to turn it over, do the same, line up there, all the way down to the bottom, and give a light press. And just continue your way around the cake. And if you come to the end and there's a space, don't worry about it. We can always put some nice buttons going down the back of the cake. And to finish off this top tier, I've gone ahead and placed some black royal icing into a disposable piping bag. I'm using a number 2 piping tip, and I'm just going to place some little dots just into the centers where the scallops meet. And if there's any bits poking up, you just want to dab them down with a dry paintbrush. Now, as you can see, our gorgeous cake is completely stacked up, and now we're ready to decorate our bottom tier. What we're going to be doing is creating those beautiful ruffled layers onto this cake. So I'm using a bit of a cheat, and I have out my pasta rolling machine just to make it a little bit easier to do this process. And we're going to take the same pink fondant that we had on our bottom tier, and we're going to make some nice long strips of fondant. Taking a bit of cornstarch, I'm just going to roll out our fondant just a little bit and then place it into our pasta machine. Now I'm starting with it just on level 1, which is the thickest. And then keep rolling it through, moving up from number 1 to number 3 and then 5. Now I'm taking a multi-pizza cutter basically. I'm aiming for a width that's just over 1.5 inches. It doesn't matter too much because you will have an overlap, but you can use a multi-ribbon cutter or one of these, or you can just mark it out with a ruler and a pizza cutter. Now you only really want to work on 1 or 2 at a time. Any more than that and you'll find that they dry out before you get a chance to pop them onto the cake. Now you want to take one and just wrap it carefully around the cake a little bit, just so that it's not dragging at all. Take some sugar glue and a small paintbrush. And just working at the back, you want to apply a little bit of sugar glue onto your cake. press the top on and then allow this to hang. And then all we're going to do is basically using your finger, you're going to bring this back, create a loop, and then press it down. Apply a bit of glue to help that to attach. And work your way around the cake. And you really want to stick these onto the cake and make sure that they're attaching well. And I also don't want them to look perfect. I want to get this variation like real fabric would have. Now if you're like me and you can see that it's not going to go the whole way, don't try to stretch it. You can just end that there, press it in, grab another small section, tuck it under just so that it gets a curl. Trim it up and then curl it the opposite way. And that way it'll just look like one of the ruffles. And on the top layer, we're just trying to make it a little bit smoother at the edge. Try to keep them all about the height of the cake itself and just pressing really gently. For the finishing touch along this edge, I've rolled out a strip of our pink, this time using the pasta machine only to a level 3, which means it's a little bit thicker. And I've made it 1/2 inch wide, and we're just going to attach that to our top edge. And I'm going to apply some glue all the way around the edge. And just working your way around. Now you want to press down firm enough that it attaches, but not too firm, because the entire point of this is just to make sure that you don't see so much movement. So don't press it into the ruffles and get their indentations. Give it a little trim at the edge and then seal that up. And I'm just going to press the top edge into the cake just a touch. And for the final touch, I've popped it onto a beautiful black cake stand, and we've had a custom made Eiffel Tower topper from A La Roche, and now it's time to show it to the birthday girl.
Oh wow, it looks so good.
Do you like it?
Yes.
Yes, we've been sketching away at this, haven't we? Doing up designs together.
Yes.
What's your favourite part?
It's a hard decision, but I think it's the Eiffel Tower.
Did you know it's got something extra special added to it as a surprise?
No, it's so beautiful.
It's got your name on it?
Yes.
It is absolutely your cake.
Thanks for watching our video, and don't forget to subscribe and give a big thumbs up.
That's right. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.